30 years after the spy thriller, The Spy That Loved Me, James Bond could really take to the deeps in the Rinspeed Scuba. The film's underwater scenes were staged, but the Scuba doesn't need any special effects. Even without 007 at the wheel, the Scuba can find its way automatically and has advanced sensors that let it avoid obstacles. Laser sensors are the intelligent eyes of the vehicle and guide it safely through traffic and reefs without the driver or passenger having to do much. An electric motor in the rear of the stripped Lotus Elise moves the Scuba on land. 54 kilowatts or 74 horsepower give a torque of 116 Newton meters and gets the car from 0 to 100 in under 10 seconds. Its top speed of 120 kilometers an hour is respectable and made possible by its weight of only 920 kilos. When Agent 007 gets in his Scuba, it's not just the roadworthiness he'd be interested in. For sporty and water-resistant performance, there is a special power plant from KW Automotive, rust-proof obviously. There are also oversized Pirelli tires on 17 and 18-inch custom wheels. Zero emissions, the Scuba moves around without any exhaust. Two propellers at the rear move the Elise in the water with 1.6 kilowatts of power. Two jets on the side push the car downwards. A pressurized air system keeps electronics dry and provides air for the passengers. When escaping from enemies, Bond and his charming female passenger would get away with a quick dip. In the water, the propeller system produces up to 6 kilometers per hour. Once the 3.6 kilowatt jets kick in to submerge the vehicle, the top speed is reduced to 3 kilometers an hour. The Scuba can manage a maximum depth of 10 meters. Rinspeed completely stripped the Elise and filled much of it with styropor to give the vehicle enough buoyancy to swim on the surface. And the three jets handle the submersion. If an enclosed vehicle had been modified for underwater use, the weight would have risen by 2 tons, and that would have made it too heavy for normal driving on dry land. The open Elise has the advantage that driver and passenger can get out easily. With an enclosed cabin, water pressure would make it impossible to open the doors. When the Scuba is submerged, compressed air makes it possible for driver and passenger to breathe, just like divers do. With the Scuba, Rinspeed's Frank Rinderknecht has once again delivered. With his partners in this project, he has created an unforgettable show car, the first underwater car to be qualified for normal street driving. This is Rinderknecht's way of continuing a 15-year tradition of showcasing unusual and spectacular innovation. Yellow Talbot was the Rinspeed eye-catcher 12 years ago. It reminded of the Talbot Lago 150 SS of 1938, with its mix of nostalgic and futuristic elements. Yesterday and tomorrow were also evoked in the 1998 Ego rocket. The silver rocket also showed what could be the result when a car was entirely designed on the computer. In 1999, practicality was the motto. With the Extreme, Rinspeed created an all-purpose vehicle including an air cushion drive and a loading system for pickup trucks, the latter even continuing into series production. The loading surface was also a feature of Tattoo.com by Rinspeed. It carried a tiny underwater scooter, and the vehicle had pneumatic suspension which adapted to almost any terrain. As long as the terrain was dry land. Until the Scuba came along, there simply wasn't any automobile which could travel on land, on water, and even underwater. 30 years after underwater automobility was simulated using movie land special effects, there now exists a real-world submersible fit for Her Majesty's secret agent. And, knowing our bond as we do, he would certainly describe succinctly and to the point the sensation of subaquatic motion.